Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
Rumor has it that Apple is working on a way to enable music subscriptions on your iPod or iPhone. Rumor, rumor. But you might remember that I said as soon as the API is available, how much you want to bet like Rhapsody or eMusic or any other music subscription provider would leap right onto it and provide a music subscription on the iPhone. So Apple pretty much has got to do it. It's going to happen. I'm a big music subscription fan at about any reasonable price. I'm sure musicians aren't too happy about that, but I love it. I like renting my music. I'm paying for accessing that music. Just like I rent television, or I might listen to it on the web for free, watching commercials, or if they put it on the web for free. I'll play along. I'm not an advocate of downloading media without paying some kind of access for it in any capacity. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Now, there's some people who like the a la carte model of digesting media, specifically music. I got an email here titled Subscription versus Individual Tracks. Googler88 from the chat room, he says, I've been a hardcore iTunes song buyer for a couple years now, and boy, it's been great. He says, I know Chris uses loving subscription-based song services like Rhapsody and Napster, so I'm hoping, well, I don't really like Napster. Napster's software is horrible, and it was impossible to unsubscribe. So I'm hoping to start a war between the two. So here are my top 5 reasons why I chose owning a song rather than renting it. Wait. I want to throw something here. You don't actually own the song. You have the right to listen to it now that you've purchased access to it through that service, but you do not own the song. You don't even own the software, unless of course it's open source software, in which case everybody owns it. You don't own it. You're never going to own it unless you make it. You don't own it. You own a CD with the music on it, maybe, but that's it. It's just that physical piece of media. It just so happens to have that song on it. Keep that in mind. Number 5, it certainly does feel awkward of constantly giving money to the man every month for an all-you-can-eat subscription. And the fact that if you don't play him, your tunes expire, meaning they have been wasted around 80 gigabytes on your hard drive when it would take a long time to delete. Also meaning that you won't have any more tunes for your music player unless you pay the man again to reactivate your tunes. And the same cycle goes on and on and on for a long time. 5 years sometimes. I'm no fan of DRM. Absolutely not. But when it comes to music consumption, I'm more of an a la carte listener, as in I want to listen to this, but then another day I want to listen to this. I would go bankrupt if I bought each of those tracks individually compared to the money I pay to Rhapsody every month, like 10 to 15 bucks. To me, it's like nothing. When someone in the chat room says, listen to Daft Punk, I'm going, oh, that's a good idea. Listening to Daft Punk? Or whatever the band or song happens to be. Number 4, this is a bad idea for constant vacationers, travelers. Say you've just loaded up your music player with these subscription-based tunes and are headed out on vacation. You leave your computer at home because you shouldn't need it on a trip to the Caribbean. You land in Barbados only to find that your tunes have expired, thus meaning that your 7 days in the country will be unpleasurable because you forgot to resubscribe and now you have to pay $25 to the hotel for their in-suite on-demand music service for the whole week. And you won't have your tunes for you when you go to, or with you when you go to the beach. Number 3. Piracy and viruses. Piracy has been plaguing the music industry for years, and programs like Sound Taxi are coming out that strip these tunes of their DRM, digital rights management, so that they can be kept forever, thus meaning that businesses like Rhapsody will go out of business because all their songs have been stripped and are now available on BitTorrent or LimeWire. Mind you, services like Rhapsody and Napster are very cheap monthly, meaning that people are going to turn to them for their piracy making. Also, this means that viruses, trojans, and other malware can be uploaded to BitTorrent or LimeWire in the zip file that contains the song. My friend, now turned non-pirate, was taken over to the good side after he downloaded a song that contained a virus that messed up his new iPod Nano. Yeah. Just get it legitimately and you've got no fear. I'd say 99% of the world's issues with spyware and viruses would disappear if they just spent $15 a month. No, instead, it makes much more sense to spend $30 a year for software that may or may not protect you when you could just have it legitimately. Number 2, iPods. iPod does not support Windows Media DRM-10, which is what services like Rhapsody and Napster have been using to protect their music, or just Windows DRM, Windows Media DRM. So that means the cool new iPod Touch or iPhone you just got won't play your tunes, leaving you disappointed and in despair. Also, iPods are very sleek and cool looking, putting people in an awkward position to either get a really cool looking iPod, pirating the song, or settle for some ugly MP3 player that just happens to play Windows Media DRM-10. Well, ugly is it's your opinion. I'm not going to argue with you, but DRM is just, I think, not the right way to go. It harms the user, and it turns them to the dark side. Of course, my bottom line is, if you have $15 laying around, buy a Rhapsody subscription. And the problem is that it doesn't synchronize with the iPod, which I'm pretty sure Apple can change. Then, of course, if Apple rolls out a music subscription service, that's it, man. To me, that's game over. That's way game over, man. I mean, way game over. I think the music industry would explode, would be rolling in money when iTunes takes on the subscription model. Guaranteed. Number 1, availability. Many places around the world sell MP3 players that support these shenanigans, but these services like Rhapsody are not available worldwide. So if your favorite song that you want to rent is only on Rhapsody and you have to be in Canada, Norway, or China, you're out of luck, which leaves that LimeWire choice tempting to you. So those are 5 reasons I will probably never use a subscription-based service. And yes, I have an iPod. He says, Chris, when you have viewed this, can you send me an email saying that you've seen it? Thanks. Well, Googler88 in the chat room, I think you'll know that I have now read your email. Good list, solid list. We're going to go around and around and around on this. It just depends on the kind of person you are. If you really only listen to the same music over and over again, makes sense to buy a la carte or full albums at a time. For me, there's too much music I love listening to, and I own tons of CDs. Tons. I'm just overflowing with music and media. It's so much more convenient since, you know me, I'm like here, and that's it. And so I can just pop it up and listen, and I'm good to go. Now imagine when they combine the iPod or the iPhone with a music subscription service. Game over. Game over. DRM eventually will become a thing of the past. It's going to take a while. It will. I can pretty much guarantee it will. Don't know how, when, where, but it will. It's inevitable. It's too user unfriendly. It causes more problems than it solves. Turns people away instead of bringing people to you, and that's I think the more interesting part of that whole industry. The closer the fans want to get to the music and the bands, the more pushback they get from the industry that's trying to provide them that media. And there are few people in the industry who get it, who really get it, and I'm not going to speak on their behalf, but I will point you to an individual, Ethan Kaplan, who I met through, I guess, a few different connections. He spoke at Nomedex 6. He is the director, I believe, I want to say director of technology for Warner Brother Records. If not director, VP, I don't know. I don't know his exact title. Bottom line, technology, Warner Brother Records. He is a geek. He's blogging at blackrimglasses.com. And he's a big Drupal advocate, by the way. Just FYI, judging on based on the conversation we just had. He gets it. He's if you want someone to believe on the inside, Ethan's your man. Trust me, he's your man. Huge REM fan too. Huge REM fan. I don't know anything about RCA. I don't know anybody there. WBR. So my email address is chris@pirillo.com. I'd be interested in what you think about these new media distribution models. If you choose to pirate, it's your choice. I think you're going down the wrong path, and you're doing yourself more harm, and you're doing the industry more harm than helping. At least do it legally. It's not fun. It's not great, but at least you can keep your conscience intact. I don't know. You should have a conscience about it, because if you created something and you ascribed a value to it, and someone took it and didn't give you credit for it, how would that make you feel? How would it make you feel? My guess is not too hot. You're also welcome to join us in our chat room, where we're typically talking tech, sometimes talking about music. Sometimes I'm listening to independent music. If I go to a MySpace page, or something playing, or maybe Jody Gannant. Her CD, by the way, is awesome. I love it. She calls it Geek Bohemian Soul. And actually, she gave me permission that if I wanted to play at any time, I could. So I'm going to go and open up her And we'll let Jody play us out. She's a live. Jody is a live streamer on Ustream as well. And let's open up VLC. There's the VLC open source player on Mac OS X, and there we go.